Welcome to the Firearms Insider Gun and Gear Review Podcast, episode 268. On this show, we showcase gun reviews, gear, and anything else a gun enthusiast may be looking for. We strive to evaluate products from an unbiased and honest perspective. I'm your host, Chad Wallace from the Firearms Radio Network, your source for all things firearms related. In this show, we'll be discussing the Holosun review, G43X48 mags, a suppressed rifle, and a Gerber tool. Tonight on the podcast, we have the same people as always, Zane, Tony, and Rob. And because we know what nobody did in firearms, who wants to go first?
Okay, I'm the only one that's not muted. I'll go first. I was working this weekend, so I didn't do squat.
Okay, well, you know, that's good, though, because you're making money so that you can buy more guns.
I'm salaried.
Well, you're still making money.
No, I'm donating money. I'm donating money. I'm donating time to the cause.
Okay. So, Tony, Zane, which one wants to go first?
Yeah, I didn't do anything other than, like, dry fire and stuff. But
yeah, the usual. Yeah. Tony, I guess you can go first.
Yeah, I'll do mine. What did I do? No. Okay, so it was really awesome. It's really awesome. I had an exciting weekend. Sunday, I went and filmed some stuff for the We Like Shooting Challenge at Range 14 at Fort Dix. I think it's funny. Hopefully, other people will think it's funny too. That was awesome. Then I went to a film at Union Hill Gun Club in New Jersey, Monroe, New Jersey, and we did a video for mysecond.org. It's a video series they're doing of regular people and what the Second Amendment means for them, and he's going to put it out as a project. So if you live in Jersey, go to mysecond.org and talk to Anthony and volunteer to go out and actually talk about what the second means for you. That's what I did Monday. And today I went to Trenton for the March on Murphy, who's our governor. And we had a few hundred patriots out there. And I ended up making a speech in front of a bunch of Second Amendment rights advocates. And it was a lot of fun. And it was about 20 degrees in the shade. But we did what we did. And just met a lot of great Americans today and was proud to be a part of it. Yep. So that's what I did.
Awesome. I actually think I might get to top Tony for once. Not really, but as people who listen know that last Saturday we had the Defend the Second rally in Oregon. It was Radiant Weapons pretty much put it on, and along with some Noveski stuff. And there were, I don't know if they have actual numbers, but they said there was probably over 4,000 people there. It was packed. They had lots of speakers, including the owner of Radiant Weapons and our friend of the show, Adam Kraut, because, who doesn't like Adam? He put on a good speech. Of course, I met a lot of decent, good people, saw a lot of people that I knew, got to talk to them. Even some people from Washington came down to support us, which was pretty cool. I think we got, people know that we got heard. Of course, the news media said, we had half as many people or less as we would expect. But, the fight's still on here in New Jersey, everywhere else. So you got to keep it up. We got to keep it up here. And so that's what I did. I didn't go shoot any We Like Shooting Challenge yet. One of these days I should. So that's what we did. Now we'll get on to our announcements. Bandwidth sponsor, Patriot Patch Co. New patches for pre-order. I don't think there are any, but the Patch of the Month Club, I saw they released that it is like an Easter bunny flying a plane with a rocket for this month.
Oh, come on, Chad. It's the Easter bunny riding an F-15. I think it's a Tomcat is what they were trying to go for.
Hey, I just glanced at it.
Yeah, that's
it's not.
A P-40 Warhawk or something?
That's an F-35, dude.
I don't even
What makes you say that?
Because it's F-35.
We're going to argue over the freaking airplane.
Okay, it's an awesome patch.
It's a plane.
That's all you need to know. So if you want some AR parts, you can use our affiliate link for Gun Tech. Check out Gun Streamers for more firearms content and videos. If you're shopping Amazon, of course, use the Amazon link at firearmsradio.tv/Amazon. And if you want to donate to Tony's diversity shoot, you can shop Black Bag Resources and use the code 2A4E to donate stuff in your cart to him. And now...
Oh, and by the way, it's the intakes. The shape of the intakes.
Oh,
go ahead.
Whatever.
And now it's time for Rob to actually say something worthwhile.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual co-hosts and do not reflect the official policy or position of the Firearms Radio Network and or their employers. Viewer discretion is advised. This is especially true on live shows. And now Chad is going to tell us about a Holosun sight.
All right. Nice job, Rob.
Thank you. I should get an applause.
We'll double your pay.
All right.
I don't think Zane can give applause.
Yeah, I don't
today.
have my toy. I don't have my little toy.
Yeah. So, yes, we have the Holosun HS507C review, actual review. Here it is, mounted on a pistol, so you guys can see it. You know, for all the people on the internet that want to make sure it is empty, there you go. And we'll get into this review. As I stated, if you've listened to the podcast, you already know that most of us here are a fan of the Holosun products. This particular sight, they've had out for quite a while now in the grand scheme of things. I was trying to hold off to try one of the green ones out, but I got anxious and couldn't wait. So I asked them if they send me one of the red ones, and they obliged. So the thing's small, it is basically the size of most of these micro red dot sights. It comes in at 2.65 ounces, so it doesn't weigh much either. It's 1.8 inches long, 1.2 inches wide, and 1.6 inches tall, which gives it a visible window of 0.63 inches high and 0.91 wide, which, you can kind of tell it's curved at the top. So it's, iffy on exact sizes, but I like the window size. It works quite well for me. It's not like super tiny and hard to find the dot or anything like that. One of my favorite aspects of the 507 is they use, as they state, industry standing mounting platform. Well, Holosun did their homework, decided on using the Trijicon RMR mounting holes and form factor. So that means that the 507 should work in almost any RMR cut, slide, or mounting base. So if you're using like the Glock MOS, it would be the same one as the Trijicon RMR. I have two particular slides that are cut for an RMR, and it fit both of them just great. So it's not like I just put it on one. I tried it on two of them because that's what I had, and it worked fine on both of them. As opposed to some other just red dot sights, the 507 has different reticle options. Besides the 2 MOA dot, you can also choose a 32 MOA circle or a 32 MOA circle with the 2 MOA dot in the center. It will actually do all three, which is pretty cool. I tried out all three, of course, because you got to do that. The ring only without the dot, I actually liked for close-up targets, like anything 5 yards or closer. It seemed to work pretty good for that. Of course, the circle dot seemed to work between about 5 to 10 yards. It was a little, but of course, the 2 MOA dot works from there out. And I actually leave the sight on the dot. I found that works best for me. Everybody has their own, idea. I shot a few steel matches, speed steel challenge, depending on what you want to call it, with this particular sight. And during the different stages, I did also try different sights. So, and since with steel, you run the same thing 5 times, I could actually change the reticle between them, which I did do, and that's when I found that the dot just works better for me. But, the circle, if you're shooting a round plate, still works pretty good. Like I said, it kind of varies. There's 12 actual brightness settings with the plus minus button on the side. 2 of them are night vision settings, so daylight you can't see them even at night unless you have night vision. The other 10, plus or minus goes up. It gets really bright if you want it to. Let's see. The other thing the Holosun also has is what they call the solar failsafe. And yes, that means it can run off solar power. On top of the housing is a little solar panel, so you can run it without the need of a battery in all but very dark conditions. But overcast inside, as long as it's not super dark, you could literally take the battery out if you wanted and it would still work. Also, with the solar failsafe, it automatically adjusts the dot brightness. Now, of course, I don't like this setting, and it's not because I don't think it's a decent setting. It's just I don't like it with any auto adjusting red dot, because if you're like in a dark place, dark room, say, and your target is in a well lit room, your dot will wash out and it'll be hard to see. But as a failsafe backup, hey, it's better than having no dot at all. And of course, since our buddy Sean did not leave yet, or he left, it uses my favorite CR 2032 batteries, and it uses one, so battery. It says with up to 100,000 hours of life, or around 50,000 hours at constant on in the middle brightness setting. And that's if you're not using the solar, just the battery itself. So it's got, long battery life, or industry standard should be battery life. Another thing that I did not like about it, or really the only thing I didn't like about it, was the battery is also in the bottom of the unit. So if to replace the battery, you have to pull the sight off of whatever it is on. The competitor Trijicon RMR, you have to do that also with a few others. But I also know that Holosun, some of their sites have a little battery tray on the side, which would have been nice for this, just because you do permanently kind of mount it to something. There is that. I'll go into the battery mode a little bit. It has also an auto off shake awake feature. As you can guess, it automatically turns off after a set time period. I think, if I recall correctly, it's something like you can set it for 1, 2, or 4 hours, or not turning off at all. And then, of course, if you look at the instructions, it'll tell you how to program it to do what. Along with the auto off also comes the shake awake feature. Just as it states, any slight movement will wake it up to the last brightness setting. I left the 507 in my safe facing to where I could see it, but it's so sensitive that just me opening the safe door would turn it on. So, of course, I put it in some other dark, safe place. And when I returned, you could tell the sight was off, because I set it so you could look through it. And all I did was literally touch the sight and it came right on. So that feature works great. It also aids in their extra long battery life, which is nice. Of course, the only problem could be in the future, it's another thing that could go wrong. take it or leave it. It's kind of up in the air. It's pretty solid sight. It's made of 70-75 aluminum. They rate the thing at 5,000 Gs. I did run it loose for a while, not on purpose. It was because I did not lock tight the screws at first, which I knew I was going to try it on a different slide. Sorry. So I didn't do that, and they came loose, and even with it kind of rattling around on there, nothing went wrong with it. So that was also a plus. It also does come with a Picatinny rail mount. If you go over to the Firearms Insider, you can see some of the pictures have it on there. So if you want to mount it on a rail, or say a 45-degree offset mount on an AR or something, there is that option. I would like to have more rounds through this, but I've had it for quite a while, so I did the review. I probably have somewhere in 1,700 rounds through it. But I like it so far. It's done everything I wanted it to do. The dot or circle's pretty clear. A lot better than your cheaper red dots. Not as sharp as some that I've looked through. There are some notable firearms trainers, people that have used the 507. I guess tons amounts, dropped it, and they say it's good to go. So I'm going to go with their word and say it's probably good to go, even though I would like to have more rounds through it. So, I'm really happy with the 507. I think Holosun does a nice job doing stuff. The various reticles come in handy. The auto on off is pretty cool. And of course, the solar is also cool. And unlike a lot of other companies, I really like the RMR mounting system. So we'll get into the Firearms Insider 8 key points. Claim to fame, compact reflex style sight with multiple reticles. What do you expect? Target market. If you want to put this on a pistol, shotgun mounted red dot sight, or an AR, whatever you want pretty much to mount it on. Features and benefits. It is parallax free. Imagine that. It's a 1X dot. It has the multiple reticle system. It includes the battery with the long battery life, the 10 daylight, 2 night vision, brightness settings, the shake awake, the fail safe solar power, the auto brightness. It does use 1 MOA adjustments. It comes with a Picatinny mount if you want that, the adjustment tool, which also will take the battery on and off. It has the RMR mounting platform, and it is 70-75 aluminum. You can also get this in a green dot circle option. And at SHOT Show, even though they haven't released them yet, they have like a gold colored dot that they're starting to do in a bunch of their others. There's a link to a review and what others are saying in the review if you want to go check it out. The price point is $299.99, and retail is exactly the same unless you can find it on sale. So there's a link to Amazon in there if you need it now. So for our pros, I gave it the multiple reticles, the solar backup, the RMR mounting platform, the battery life, and the price, because of course you're basically getting something for half the price of some others. The cons is pretty much the battery location. That the auto brightness, I can't give it a con for, because it has the option of having the battery power with whatever you want. So I gave it a score of 8.5, which is great. So any questions?
Yeah. Yeah, I checked this out back in 2017 at NRA.
Probably, yeah, that's probably about right when they came out with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I checked it out then, and it was pretty cool. The one they had is like put on some kind of pick rail thing. It wasn't even RMR. But we know I like Holosun. Holosun sent their stuff, and I've been beating it up for 2 years now, and I haven't broken it.
Exactly.
So that's how I look at Holosun. I'm like, pretty much the only thing you could say to mess this up would be, yeah, the thing fell apart. It tried to kill me.
Yeah. What kind of a warranty does it come with, Chad?
It's like it has. I think Holosun lists it like a 5-year electronics warranty, like a 3-year something else, and like a 1-year battery. Or it's not 100% warranty like a Vortex,
right?
But as Tony says, as I've said with some of their other stuff, we've had zero problems, and we haven't been nice to them. So,
right.
You know,
now, I'm assuming it's got an adapter plate to mount it to your pistol.
No, well, this slide's cut for an RMR pattern, and it's got 2 screws that mount it down. So unless you're using like an MOS or something, you don't need a mounting plate. You don't need a mounting plate, but it also comes with the Picatinny rail adapter. So if you're running that, but you would need an RMR cut slide, or have your slide cut for an RMR pattern,
or the adapter plate.
Correct.
Okay. Now, did you have any problems with the screws working their way loose while you were shooting it?
Not after I Loctited them.
Okay. Well, that's probably a good thing. Yeah.
Which they said to do, which I was going to, but like I said in the review, I didn't, because I knew I was going to put it on a different slide. So, it was one of those things. It was kind of, so I ran it loose for a little while also, and which is worse on them than being mounted, of course.
Yeah, you just don't use the what's the permanent Loctite, the red one?
Oh no, I just used like the blue, the like medium strength or whatever.
Yeah, because I mean, although the battery cover looks like it's on the bottom of it, but this is what, 50,000 hours at medium intensity, constant on. That's like what, 5.5 years?
And it's got an auto off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably change the battery once every decade.
Yeah, and if you change it once every 5 years, it's still not going to be a problem. And the battery compartment is sealed. It's not like the old RMRs where they need like a sealed mounting plate. It's got a little O-ring in there and stuff, so it's
keeps water out.
Yes, or it should.
Well, yeah, I think it'll do okay. I mean, I haven't seen this particular one, but it does look nice.
And I think it's well worth the price and everything else.
And it comes with the 3 reticles?
Yeah.
Wow.
Here.
Well, I'm not going to be able to see that. Your camera's not really, really good.
Well, it's probably good enough. I can turn the brightness up. Can you see that dot?
Yeah, there's a dot. Yeah.
Well,
no, okay.
Let me aim it at my head.
Yeah,
actually, that's not the dot. That is the circle dot. You can't see it very well. But either way, go look at the review. You can see the dot. The circle dot is like, it's basically like who are those reticles?
The EOTech.
Yes, yeah.
Except this one being a handgun one, they made it a 32 MOA instead of a 65.
I mean, but it comes with those 3 reticles, and you can switch through them using the buttons on the side.
Yep, exactly.
Cool.
And you also, on this buttons on the side, are what switch between the battery mode and the solar mode.
Oh, so it doesn't automatically go into solar mode?
No, you have to. If I remember right, you push both of them down, and it'll go into the solar mode, or maybe it's the plus.
And as far as the thing about clearing your gun when you're going to do a demonstration, on my take, I don't really care, because if you discharge your firearm, you're either going to shoot your house or yourself. You're not going to hurt me.
Well, yeah, but I just want people to know that I'm.
Oh, you mean the safety Nazis out there?
Yeah,
the safety brigade. Ugh. Sorry, don't care.
I know you don't care. Other people.
So I've talked to a couple of people that have these, and people I respect their opinion very much, and everyone seems to have a general consensus that the durability is very close to that of the RMR, and everyone seems to like these. I'd be interested in picking up a couple of them, one for a pistol, and I'd like to put one of these on a shotgun. I think that would be
I think
fun.
I think they would also be an awesome sight for a shotgun.
So
does the RMR go for like $700-800?
Yeah, you could
can
get the Gen
find
1s
them.
for sale sometimes.
It depends. So if you're looking at if the dual illumination models are cheaper, but they're also not as good in bright sunlight. But yeah, you're looking at between 5 and 6 for a Type 2, like RMR06 or RMO7, which are the two
Okay,
most
so
common
that's like
ones.
twice, about 1.5 to 2 times the price, depending on which one you get. Then, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. I think I mentioned it on a previous show, but I really want to get into the dot world this year, and but I'm hesitant to jump in, the deep end head first. So I'm thinking this is going to be my route to go.
I think you won't go wrong. I mean, I've heard enough good things from other people about this site.
Okay. Because I'm looking. Oh, I just went to the Trigicon site, and the RMR2 is around $699.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
About twice.
Yeah, you can usually find on Optics Planet for around like $550 or something.
Yeah.
Or,
yep.
But yeah, so it's a substantial cost savings. And it, like I said, the durability seems to be there from what I've seen from other people.
Right.
So I'm definitely interested in picking one of these up, and so maybe it'll happen.
Yep. Okay.
Although based on this next product, my money may be going towards something else.
Well, but this is like $40.
Well, I have to have the gun to put it in, though.
Oh.
I don't have
well,
the
you
gun
get
to
the
put
gun.
it in.
You get the gun to put it in. You buy the magazines, and then you have the slide mill to put one of these.
No, you buy the magazines. Well, you can still buy them, and then you worry about getting the gun to put it in.
Y'all trying to cost me money.
I know. So I was going to say,
what are you doing on a gun and gear review podcast?
I know.
We are now into the product spotlight and discussion. I'm done with reviews.
It's almost like an alcoholic going to work at a bar.
I know. First up is the thing that Zane brought up because he spotted this before I did. Shield Arms is starting to make a 15-round flush fit G43X/G48 magazine. MSRP is $39.99, so $40. Originally, when I did the show notes, they had something a little more on their website, but so now we're headed over to the Soldier Systems article because for some reason it did not.
I saw that. The website, when I first sent you the link, I think I sent you the Soldier Systems link, but
you did.
When I first saw it, there was more on their website, and then when I went to send you the link, I couldn't find anything. So I was like, well, all right.
Yeah, no, and because when I first went to their website, there was more, and that's why I put the link in the show notes, and I was like, wait a second, I clicked on it tonight, and I'm like, whoa, where'd it go? Not that there's really too much to say about them, but these are going to be 15-round steel flush fit magazines for the 43X48. So basically, you can have a G19 size pistol that's slimmer than a G19.
Yeah, you're getting
the same amount.
A single stack G19 size pistol with the same capacity.
Right. And the way they're able to do this is they're using a different follower, I think it said, which of course, and because they're using a steel magazine, they don't have all that extra plastic to deal with, so it will hold more rounds because the inside diameter is thinner or greater. That's about all there is to say about this. I hope they work. Me
too.
If they work, I mean, $40 for them is not a bad price. I mean, and if I'm correct, now don't quote me here, but I'm going to ask a question. Will these work in the regular 43?
No.
Okay.
Different
that's
mags.
right.
Nope.
That's right.
It's slightly thicker.
Wider.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know about these, but a Glock 43X, Glock 48 mag will not fit in a Glock 43.
Okay. That's
so I doubt very seriously this one will.
Well, I think I remember it on their website before it went down that they said they're working on something for the 43.
They said they're working on something for the 43. The rumor is it's going to be an 8 or 9 round flush fit mag.
Right.
But that's pure speculation.
Either way, go ahead, Rob.
So this is just for the 43X and the 48.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
And those are both not. I'm trying to keep my Glock straight because I have no earthly idea what Glock came out with after
Well,
the
you know,
Those
here-
Model 40.
Hearing
Those are
about
single
hearing
stack
about
9
one more
millimeters.
model. Yeah, single stack, compact size 9mm.
Ay.
Hearing about one more model, we're gonna have to get a decoder ring for them. So
Oh,
Ah,
you ain't kidding me.
I mean,
No,
they haven't gone to Smith & Wesson revolver level yet.
but they're getting
they're
there.
close.
They're getting close.
Once you get to so many numbers, people are like, "So the 22 doesn't shoot 22?"
No.
Oh,
Oh yeah, you figure the Glock 40 is a 10mm, but the 10mm.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah, you wonder why we drink.
exactly. I have kids. That's my excuse.
Yeah, kids are all the excuse you need, my brother.
Next up, I knew these would be kind of quick going through these. So with the review, it works pretty well. We have the Liberty Suppressors Whitetail Suppressed Rifle with an MSRP of $1,250. I put this in here just it's kind of a cool idea. What they do is they take their suppressor, which is it's 6.5 Creedmoor is the caliber. It weighs 6 pound 8 ounces rifle and suppressor assembly. So it's like I think I heard 2 ounces heavier than the rifle itself if you were to buy the rifle. The length of the suppressor is 14 inches by 1.375 inches diameter, and half of that goes over the barrel. You can kind of understand. It is made from titanium and stainless steel. The rifle that they are doing it on is the Ruger American in 6.5. It has a 17-inch barrel with a 13.5-inch long suppressor. Like I said, it goes over. So the length of the rifle is the same as a 24-inch barreled Ruger American rifle. It doesn't add much weight. It uses a 3/8 ratchet to service the suppressor, so it is serviceable. I saw this and I was like, they also have an option where it's $800 with your rifle if you send it to them. It adds a little extra. Excuse me. But I saw this and I was like, if this is kind of your thing and you can hunt with suppressors where you're at, you're going to lose some velocity because you're dealing with a shorter barrel with a 6.5 Creedmoor, but you still have a decent hunting cartridge that's going to be quiet. I don't think there were any DB ratings or anything, but you kind of have to hear it first anyway. It's a cool little option. It's not like it's a terrible price for what you're getting, but you are getting a dedicated rifle suppressor combo. So it's not like you can take the suppressor off and put it on something else. But then again, that's kind of what they were going for.
Yeah, I think this is cool. I think the price is very reasonable. And I know personally when I hunt, I absolutely hate fumbling around with hearing protection. I don't like to shoot without hearing protection, but I also don't like to walk around the woods with earplugs in. So I think this is cool. And I also think anything that brings attention to suppressors in the hunter world.
Yes.
I don't want to say FUDs, but I'm going to say FUDs.
You said it twice now.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? I think that the more mainstream we can make cans, the better off we'll all be, because we can all get on the same page that it's the stinking muffler. Like, why is this thing so heavily regulated? And again, it's just cool. And in Florida, you can hunt with suppressors so long as you legally own it.
Right. And I think a lot of states are that way. I mean,
Both, yeah, a lot of them are.
Yeah, Oregon.
My only problem is it's a dedicated can.
Yeah,
that's the only heartache I have with this. It looks nice, but it's 14 inches long. That's a pretty daggum big can.
Well, but it overlaps the barrel, and I'm assuming they probably have some kind of a system back there to trap gases. And you're looking at it from a gun guy's perspective, right? You have a lot of guns that a 6.5 Creedmoor suppressor could go on. A guy who just wants to hunt whitetails or pigs,
Well,
might
that's the
only
thing
have
is
his hunting rifle. I mean,
this would be your only this would be your hunting rifle, and that'd be the only thing you do with it. You wouldn't be able to put it on your AR-15 or anything else, which is fine. I mean, I would have no problem having this setup, even paying a $200 tax stamp, if I could walk into my gun dealer and say, "Here's my money. Here's the tax stamp money. Give me." Do a 4473 and walk out the door with it.
Well,
when they should have released it. Well, I guess it kind of is. Because they should have released it right at the end of hunting season. And so that way, maybe folks could have it by the next season. But I guess it is not too far past.
The only thing you got to watch out for, too, is if you're going to buy this, I was just on NFAtracker.com, and they're hitting 300-plus days for a Form 4.
Yeah, that's still probably carryover from the shutdown.
Well, the weird part is I was looking from last year, and you see last summer it dropped off, and then right after the summer, it picked right back up. It's like a stock market wave or something,
Well, I think in that case, I mean, it's summer, and people at the ATF, it's a job, so lots more people take time off in the summer.
Yeah,
I could be wrong, but that's my guess.
Yeah, I think this is, and the other thing you got to remember, Rob, because it's dedicated, the overall package can be so much shorter. If you bought, even if you bought an 18-inch barreled hunting rifle,
even if you
pretty much any
16.
pretty much any can in the business is going to have an overall.
Oh, I understand. And I'm not knocking this. Okay, I think this is a really cool idea. I just don't like the fact I gotta wait almost a year to get the daggone thing out of jail.
Yeah,
that's my heartache. If we could get the NFA wait times down, get
rid of the NFA.
Yeah, but I see all the things, and like something like this, I think it's a great idea.
Well, I mean,
but I'm with Rob where if we could change the laws so that you could just go into your gun store, your FFL that can sell class 3 items, and buy it, pay the $200 right there, fill out the forms. I mean, you could fill out the same exact forms that you have to fill out anyway. I mean, just fill them out and you take it home. That would be the way to do it, because can you imagine the amount of these things they would sell if that was possible?
Hello. Yeah, I think pay the $200 tax.
Yeah, I think this would be very popular.
Well, here's what I'm seeing is like you said, it's got a 17-inch barrel on the rifle, 13.5-inch suppressor, total length overall from the breech to the end of the suppressor is 24 inches. So yeah, you're right. There is some overlap going on. I mean, this is a really nice setup. And the Ruger American rifle,
it's a good rifle.
I have been in gun stores and people go, "Oh man, that's a cheap rifle. It's only $500. It's only $300." It's Ruger American's a darn good rifle.
Yeah,
it's a very good introductory rifle. It's a very good rifle. Period.
That rifle can shoot tighter groups than 99% of hunters.
Exactly.
And you drop that thing in 6.5 Creedmoor,
guys.
Well, and if you're hunting,
I promise you 6.5 Creedmoor, you'll be able to take down most game in North America.
Yeah, well, 6.5 Creedmoor actually retains more energy past, I want to say 300 than 308 does. So inside 300, 308 gets a slight advantage. Past that, you lose that. So, and it's softer shooting. Everyone knows I'm recoil sensitive. It's softer shooting. It bucks the wind pretty good. High ballistic coefficient rounds. The days of having to work up a hand load to get the perfect round for your gun are gone, unless you're just into that. I mean, it'd be hard to go wrong with this.
And
it's a flatter shooting round.
Exactly. And here's another thing about the whole the Ruger American rifle. People still caught up in that the ads and all the magazine articles that they've been listening to their entire life, if they're like me and been reading some of the same magazines, into thinking you have to drop $1,000 or more to get something good. That's way old news. That is so out of the times. And understand a lot of the articles we read were by people that advertise for those magazines, and that includes American Riflemen. So truthfully, they're full of caca. Ruger American, great rifles. Also, what is it? Savage Axis, great rifles.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
And truthfully, those store-bought $300 to $500 rifles are pretty much better than most of the high-end rifles were 20 years ago, or just as good.
Well, so here's the thing when it comes to hunting rifles, right? Your kill zone on large game, whether it be a deer, elk, or whatever, is between 8 and 10 inches in diameter.
It's a pipe plate.
Small game, it's like a 3 to 4 or something.
So if the shooter gun optic combo is capable of shooting 2 of them away, which is not extremely difficult if you put the practice in. And I guarantee this rifle, I shouldn't say I guarantee, but I would suspect this rifle is perfectly capable of doing that. As long as you are, you can kill any animal in North America out to 400 yards.
I would promise you this rifle will probably outshoot, even with the suppressor, and probably outshoot most hunters in this country.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Probably outshoot me.
I mean,
and I'm an expert. That's the
internet.
No, you're the last part of that. You're a spurt.
Well, yeah, it'll outshoot you, Zane, once you get the reduced recoil 6.5 Creedmoor loads.
Don't they call those 6.5 Grendel?
6.5's a good. I mean, it's a good cal. I like it. I mean, it was the new hotness for a while, but I think it's here to stay. I think.
Yeah,
it's
and
got
that's
market normalcy right now.
Yeah,
market adoptance.
You can go to Walmart and find ammo. That's how you know you can buy it. That's kind of how you tell if you could get ammo for it at Walmart. I figure it's here to stay.
That's probably a pretty good theory.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard other people use that, and yeah, it's pretty much if I can go to my Walmart, which isn't a huge one, and get it, then it's probably here to stay, because they have the stuff that you 06, 08, 223.
I said any big game in North America, I maybe wouldn't shoot a moose with 6.5.
Yeah. Unless,
but I'm in Florida. We don't have a bunch of moose running around down here.
Florida, yeah, man. If there's moose in Florida, we in trouble.
We got deer down here
really
that a 22 long rifle will take them, no problem. Our deer are tiny.
Yeah,
our deer here are kind of tiny too.
Yeah, well, our deer here you call dogs up north.
I was gonna say, not that it's legal to do that, and not that I'm suggesting you do that. I'm just saying.
Well, the deer in Jersey are tough. I mean, they get hit by cars, they have tattoos, and they smoke filterless Marlboro.
Yeah.
So we just got some rough deer in Jersey. Don't try it here.
And Zane,
what was the weight on this thing again?
6.5 pounds.
Yeah, nothing.
Something like that.
That's not bad for a gun and a can.
It weighed
at all.
2 ounces more than the stock one.
Yeah.
How's this?
That's without a scope, but still.
Add a 1 pound scope, which I think is pretty decent for that, right? Like a 1 to 4, 1 to 6. Add a 1 pound, dude. You're still at a weight less than an AR-15, M16A2.
Yep.
You're still less than that weight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right at you're with that weight. You're right at what an M16A1, the lightweight gun, was in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And the thing too is, you don't need to spend $1,000 on a scope for this thing.
Oh man, I mean, really, you spend $500 on a scope, and
you put a decent 3x9 on this, and call it a day.
Yep. Or depending on how blind you are. Next up is something that I just thought was kind of cool that they brought back. Gerber has brought back the mullet. Nothing there. Thanks, Tony.
Yeah.
Well, I was muted. I had
to. The mullet had to depend on you before, but now it's got Gerber.
That's right.
That's right.
MSRP is a whole $10. I'll explain to you why it's only $10. Which is a good price for what you're getting. It's a keychain tool, basically. It's got like 9 tools in it, but actually more. It's got a little pry bar, a little wire stripper, a nail puller, which is also the wire stripper doubles as, a little scraper, a small and a large flathead screwdriver, a cross driver, which is like a Phillips driver, a 1/4-inch hex driver, because that's useful, a bottle opener, most useful thing on the tool, belt loop hanger, if you want to run it. It comes with a key lanyard. It's 3 inches long, 3/4 of an inch wide, and weighs 0.7 ounces. And according to them, it is TSA approved. So you can get this through an airport.
Well, there's no knife on it, right?
Right. Technically, there's no knife on it. Yeah. So
I mean, I wish they'd have put a 10 millimeter on it, because I can never find a 10 millimeter.
Oh yeah, 10 millimeter I think would be better than the 1/4 inch. I'm
not, so I think they call it the mullet because it's got the pry bar on one end and the bottle opener on the back, and that's pretty much your party in the front or party in the back, business in the front, or whatever.
Yeah. I get it.
That's my guess.
It probably is, but I saw it. It's cool.
That's actually what the Gerber rep said. It's like all the tools are in the front and the belt loop thing is in the back. Yeah. That's
it. See, right there. But we hadn't talked about it. It's a cool little tool. If nothing else, buy a bunch of them and give them at Christmas. I know
that's what they'd be good for. I honestly got one of these in one of those, grab bag of the month things. I put it on my keychain for a few weeks, got bored with it, took it off, and it's been in the bottom of my desk drawer for about 1.5 years now.
Yeah, I mean, but if nothing else, it's something. So I guess none of us can find any complaints except a 10 millimeter.
Well, yeah. This tool? I have one from Kershaw that I picked up with one of their black lash knives. I use it on a daily basis on my job, mainly just to tighten up small screws and things like that. I mean, it's a useful small tool if you have it on your keychain.
I think it'd be useful enough just for the pry bar. I can't tell you how many tips and knives I've broken off using it as a pry bar.
Right.
Yep. I use my screwdriver a lot on the tool I have. Sometimes when I'm stripping wire, because mine has, I think it's a seatbelt cutter on it, but it's just a small sharpened little piece that's on the inside of it. I can hook a wire on it and strip the wire real quick, and reconnect something when it's not. These things are really awesome. And if they work and don't bend or snap, hey man, it's a good piece of kit, especially $10 from Gerber.
Yeah. And that's the thing. This isn't to replace your tools. This is something to have on your, hanging off your keychain. Cause I don't know about you guys, but I got a ton of crap hanging on my keychain.
Oh yeah.
So what's one more thing?
No, actually I don't have a lot of stuff hanging on my keychain that actually stick in the ignition of my car.
Me neither. I have 2 different keys. Yep. I do that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Work keys are good. Oh, and just one of those hints from Heloise. Yeah, I know it's old school. Chad gets the reference. Don't hang a bunch of keys off your car key because it affects your ignition.
Because you can break your ignition. I have it for my work truck. I have a ignition key and a seatbelt cutter. For my personal truck, I have an ignition key and a thing of OC spray. That's it. Everything else goes on another key ring.
Yeah. Okay. That's true though. I will vouch for that. You really shouldn't have anything hanging off your ignition thing because over time it will wear out the tumbler system or the lock itself.
Although if you're not poor like all of us, your vehicle probably has push to start by this point.
My vehicle has a push to start button.
Yeah, mine doesn't. Mine. Okay, let me rephrase from that. The one that I own that was made in 1953 has a push to start.
Very nice.
Because it's on the floor.
Got 5 pedals down there. I'm sure your kids are like, yeah, we're not driving this.
Basically. Yeah, that the non-synchro first kills them too. So listener feedback. I don't think there was any. There's kind of some, but I have to answer the email first before I can, get the actual feedback on here. And I didn't do that because, as you guys know, about every other week I don't do feedback because I'm just don't.
I got
So
listener feedback.
What did it say?
Yeah. Somebody, I don't know who you are, at Barrier Breakers Company or Barrier Breakers Co., but I got your meme, and I guess thank you. I don't know.
And I
You're
got
hilarious.
I got the same meme, and my response was, "Is this Zane?" And of course, the response was, "Oh, I already sent it to him."
Yeah.
So
I got your meme. I got you.
Yeah, I got you. We laughed about it.
It's funny. They
It's
laughed
funny.
about it.
Yeah, I bet they did. And it has to be somebody that listens.
Yeah, it's
so.
got to be a listener. I don't know who it is, but I'm assuming it's a listener. I mean, who else would send me a random shotgun recoil meme?
Right. Maybe Sean Heron. Tony, you got anything for us?
Yeah, got my dates. June 14th. That's the next diversity shoot at Gun for Hire Range. Just finished texting back and forth. Yeah, so June 14th at Gun for Hire Range. I'm going to see what I can do in May somewhere else in Jersey just to help people out. A lot of people have been requesting we host diversity shoots near them. And for people who look at Jersey on the map and think it's small, but there is no direct way to get from one to the other quickly. So it's like places can be 35 miles apart, but it still take you over an hour to get there in traffic, maybe 2. Anyway, so diversity shoots are going on. It was great. We can't wait to host the next one. If you guys want to help us. Oh, and we got new 2A4E shirts out with quotes on the back. So check them out. That should be up by the time most of you hear this. And for the guys watching live, it should be up by tomorrow. Yeah, we're going to start putting quotes on the back of the shirts and sell them. And everything else is still available if you want a regular shirt. But this particular one has a quote by Huey P. Newton of the Black Panthers on it. I'm putting out a series of shirts just to have Second Amendment quotes or firearms related quotes by people you wouldn't expect to hear them from. Again, just to start a conversation. So if you want to help support our mission of growing the Second Amendment community, you can donate to our GoFundMe, which is 2A4E. Type that in and we'll pop right up. You can also donate to our Patreon. Again, type in 2A4E podcast. We'll pop right up. We're going to have some cool giveaways on there. Zev Green actually won the February Patriot Patch of the Month. So congratulations, Zev. We're going to have some knives and firearms and other things that are going to be given away to patrons. So please join $5 or $10 and above. And that helps us out and gets you cool stuff. What else? 1022clothing.us takes you directly to BCG Wear's website. And the reason I have 1022 clothing because I think it's funny because I'm fat and I have clothes. I can't buy anything on 511, but I can dang show find a shirt 6X on 1022clothing.us. So that's the clothes. That's the website. I think that's everything, right?
I think so.
Well, I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot, guys, for allowing me to do this every week.
Hey, we got to have a commercial somewhere.
Uh-huh.
And we might as well give it to Tony. He does good stuff.
Let's talk about cool other stuff now since everybody tuned out over my commercial.
Oh, okay. So send questions, comment, or feedback to gungearreview@gmail.com. Remember to subscribe and please leave us an iTunes review. And eventually I'll get to it and read it on the show. Check out all the other shows on the Firearms Radio Network at firearmsradio.tv. Be sure to visit the Firearms Insider for more reviews. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Firearms Insider. And thank you for listening to the largest pound for pound podcast on the network. And we are out.
Bye, Felicia.
And send me memes.
Of Felicia.
Of Felicia, sure.